Man, isn't this just like the deepest conversation you've ever had? I'm blown away, and I'm not hosting the conversation. Saint P, right here in Conversations with Kaleche, has so much more to share. If you think you're inspired, if you feel like there's something that is really connecting you, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and follow at Conversations with Kaleche on Instagram, and also email us conversationswithkaleche@gmail.com, and maybe you could come share. So now at 12, you are now
Yeah.
smoking bangi.
Yes. Proper.
No, Mombasani, anything and everything is available, first of all.
Yeah.
So you if you are not being cared for, you will just potea.
Because the system, you see, the thing about the system, what I learned later, and even the choices that I've made, the system has a way of swallowing you.
Yeah.
And when you get swallowed, when the system swallows you, imagine you're done. Because even me growing up, I knew I wouldn't amount to anything. I exactly knew. Because even the thing about being a lawyer or anything, what crap is that? Which lawyer first?
Oh, first, the way life is hard here. Hata nguo tu ndio shida.
Nguo tayari
You're
ni shida,
pickpocketing
you
for nguos. What time will I go to class? Who's gonna pay? How am I gonna do that?
Another thing. And then also where I grew up, there's a ghetto called Majengo.
Yeah.
Wase wanajua Kibira.
Yeah.
Kibira kuna do.
Yeah.
Kwenye niko.
Ni ile base
Yani wacha ni kunoma.
Huku.
If a girl gets to 15 years old without getting pregnant, that she needs a round of applause.
Wow.
Like my sister got pregnant at 14. The daughter got pregnant at 14.
Wow.
Right now I'm called a grandfather.
Okay.
Like and yani nothing.
Direct.
Yani hivyo ndo hivyo. Yani that's how it was. So you don't have heroes. There are no people that you will see and say, wow, that one is a doctor. I think I'll need to be.
So nobody to aspire to.
No.
Nobody to make you feel I want to go for this, that, and the other.
No.
And so even the relationships you are seeing around you, there were nothing that you can say, I want that for me.
In fact, there's a time I remember telling my dad, he's late now, and I remember when he was, he had a meeting. He called me for a meeting one time, and then he's like, son, unaanza kuwa mzee sasa.
Oh.
So nioe. And then I remember telling, because also me and my dad, we were not at we were not.
You were not seeing eye to eye.
No, we were not seeing eye to eye.
And based on that's the history you've given us, I can understand. How that would happen.
And so I remember telling him, like, you're telling me to get married so that I had
the person
who I will marry.
So for you, the vision of a relationship was, if getting into a relationship is what you and mom had, I don't want it.
I don't want it. I have, I feared, hating, or maybe
that you could be like him.
That I could be like him. Like I told you, if there's anything, I don't want to be like you. But also, at that time, I'm like 20. I'm like 20 something. So
in fact, the way your mind is thinking, it's just that one of, now where dad umefanya mami hivi, mbona unanicho. Na sasa mimi ni adult.
But also, another thing, and I did, there's a song that I wrote, especially to him, because when he passed, I was trying to understand, because I was trying to ask God questions.
Right.
And I realized that I actually knew, a lot of us, we know our parents through the other party.
Yeah.
Like for me, I knew my dad through my mom's suffering.
Your mom's experience.
Yes, my
not
mom's
necessarily your relationship, but what you see through her.
Yes. So I in that song I said I denied myself an opportunity to know him, because now somehow I do understand. I do understand what my dad was going through. I do understand kumbe ile kulipa fee. It was imagine enough, because this dude was suffering.
Alikuwa safara wa saja. Things were bad.
Things were really, really bad.
So he was trying his level best to just give you an education.
Like, especially there's a time I opened a box and there were letters of asking for employment. He
had applied and applied.
Snap.
This guy had actually been pushing himself. Only that as a child, you can't.
No, I couldn't. Because I used to see my mom and go like, my dad is one of the most evil people I've ever seen.
Because mom is suffering.
Yes, because mom is suffering.
So let me ask you, I mean, now you got to your 20s, you're angry at how this guy is, you don't want to be like him.
Yeah.
Did you start to date at any point? And how old were you when you started to date?
Guess how old was I?
Umse na maguess. Umse amenishtua that by 12 he was working. Sasa ndasemaje?
My first girlfriend, I was 7 years old. I swear.
Amani,
so can I say something? Can I say something? So now, my first experience, Sawa, learning about, let's say, women.
Yeah.
So you see, a lot of parents, and I'm saying this because, later, people now will maybe understand the choices and there are these adult magazines, not porn magazines, but adult magazines. Let's say like Parents.
Yeah.
Where,
they talk about different things that happen in relationships. And they talk about all how things happen here and there.
Yeah.
It's not dirty. It's just, it's not for you as a kid.
Yes, it's not for me as a kid. Now, you have a 2.5-year-old kid that can read. You are even surprised. Huyu mtu amejua wapi kusoma.
Yeah, Saint, you're too smart for your own good. That's the problem. You're too smart.
So, mi niko tu hapo nasoma hizo magazine. Hiyo time Kenya ilikuwa hakuna, zilikuwa za majuu.
Yes.
So, I won't say the name, but they were very bad. So for me, I used to PTR.
And you were getting it?
Yes, I was getting it, but I wasn't,
your brain wasn't able. Okay.
Adolescent bado. So emotionally, I couldn't connect to these things.
Okay.
So now, by the time, and there were 2 books. So imagine from 2.5 years, 3, 4,
you're reading,
5. I'm still reading those books
that are not for your age.
That are not for my age. So by the time I'm 7 years old, I feel like, why don't I start practicing what I've been reading there? They are saying, again, you do A, B, C, D.
Intrigue of a child. And that's how children learn. They say, how does this thing work? Then let's go test it.
Sasa nikaanza kutest. I was 7 years old. By the time ile adolescent ilikikini hivi.
Alafu wewe ni yellow brown.
Wacha nikwambie. Hii jua imenichoma. Like by the time
you are yellow.
Unaambia Waswahili wanasema ukitaka kujua rangi ya mtu mwangalie masikio.
Wewe ulikuwa yellow.
Like now I remember now the impact, but also with adolescent, now you are there, now you're experiencing
and hormones things are going through, and then you've read about these things, so you're kind of like, oh, so this is what that means.
So there's another spoken. Okay, I was doing
not
spoken
you are
word.
This guy, you guys, if you've never heard his rhymes, in fact, before he leaves today, he must rap something for us. He's a lyricist. This intelligence I've just understood it now, because if from 2 years you are that smart, this is a gift. But at the time, it is a gift.
Okay.
I don't think it is every child you will see who is got that kind of smart so young, unless their IQ is high.
Yeah.
And I believe, Saint, your IQ is so high.
Oh, really? Amen.
You
Amen
probably have never sat to think how high it is, but this story alone tells me how high it is.
Wow. Okay.
So just be knowing it's a gift. It's just that you hadn't maybe had somebody to hone it in the right direction at the time.
That's true, actually.
Yeah?
That's very, very true.
Yeah. So here you are, you're now adole. Adole mekudole.
Adole. I'm telling you, it really, really messed me up proper. Because the only thing now, you remember all those years, I've been reading
all these things.
Yeah, I've been reading all these things. Now I'm able now to understand. Oh, so these things, this is how, when you do these things, this is how
you're supposed to feel.
You're supposed to feel. And also, it's not a bad feeling. And then also it became a lie in a way, in this way. When parents are telling you, wachana na wasichana, sex is very bad. No. I know how it feels. So there's no way you're telling me.
Buddha. It's quite nice.
It's quite nice. You see. So now, by the time I'm 13 years old, I've already messed up so much.
Yeah.
And another thing also that really accentuated the lie that I was living in is that when you look at me, you feel as if I can't do anything.
Let me just say, I'm here suffering shock. Mukiniona niko tu inside I'm going.
Yeah, when you look at me, you're like,
because you look so innocent.
Hakuna kitu anajua.
So people would even bypass you. They'd never imagine to even question what is he doing.
Aje, you could say something and people would be like, no.
No. Ujui kenye unasema.
Mimi na wewe ndo tunajua ile kitu tunafanya. Wow. Me at what?
Wow.
Which one? Yeah. So now, Form 2. Now Form 2, now I'm totally wasted.
You're a bad boy. Wale wanasemanga bad boy. Unawakunywa kuwakunywa.
Yeah, because remember, I grew up with this idea that it's women and anger. That
in your home.
Uko wetu hivyo ndo
Yeah.
uko.
Okay.
Sawa.
Okay.
If women and anger. Okay. Sawa. Yani tukikasirika, by the way, yani tukikasirika.
It's over.
Me, I've only been angry in my life, I think 6 times only.
And you hate being angry. That I remember about
angry.
you. You hate it because
yeah.
it really, you can't control how angry you get.
Yes. So even when my sisters see me with this girl now, and they see me with another girl, and then they hear something
about
else about another girl, they're like, ndivyo wako hao. You see? So now I started living in that reality that this is how we are.
We have many women. It's not a big deal.
That's how we are. Yeah. My uncle has 11.
So why can't I?
Why can't I?
So it wasn't apparent to you that maybe you're hurting people or that you should be loyal to one, or...
What is loyalty first? Kwani kuna kitu kayo ina exist kwanza? Like, what do you expect? You don't even know what that is. You don't even know. Because at the end of the day, love for us, and it was so hard even for me as I now started now actively having women that I said, I love you too. It was so hard to even define
what it is,
or what it is you're promising to this person.
Right.
Because even yourself, you're not sure. Because it was easy. I can tell you I love you. In fact, stupid.
It's just a word.
When I was 16 years old, and this is actually true, there was a list. I remember my sister. I have a sister called Amina. She's too dope. Like, uyo hata ni heaven direct. Uyo msichana. She's so amazing. And also love, I experienced love from that
sibling
girl.
love.
My sister, yani alinipenda ile kabisa.
Everything
kabisa.
she's for you,
she's
die hard for you.
Die hard kabisa. And there's a time she told me, no, you're not doing this crap anymore. You are writing a list of every single person, and we are canceling them here, right? Yeah, I got to 16. I got to
and 16. Uko miaka ngapi?
16 years old. In fact, I remember there's a sister of mine called Mwana City. And Mwana City was also bad news. Because my sisters were crazy.
And again, if you had no guidance, you go with the way the city guides you.
Yes. Yeah. So now, she was trying to talk about loyalty and how... Because also for me, it was so bad how brothers mess up and they don't want their sisters to be...
Tell me about it. I have 3 brothers.
Yeah. Wewe unaharibu huku na hutaki kuharibiwa.
Unaharibu wasichana wa wenyewe, lakini msichana wenu asikaribiwe.
You know?
Cost me my dating life.
So I'm there and my sister is telling me, wajua mvulana ni mzuri, hana shida nini. And then I'm telling her, okay, how many girls do you think I have? Because she knew the person that I was dating at that time. I'm 17, I think. And there was this girl that I thought, this is the one that I'll get married to. And then...
ngoja, Saint, watu wanakupigia na uko show. Kata simu mwambie tuko show. Ni kazi gani?
Sasa ni ule mse wetu. Brother.
Mwambie tuko show. Conversations with Kaleche.
Tuko show na Kaleche.
Tafadhali. Tune, just go live. Just go watch.
Takukol tu say.
Yeah. I mean, really.
I'm really sorry.
Switched off. What is all this?
Yeah. So and my sister tells me, if kama ni mbaya kabisa, you only have 2.
Your sister was advising you that 2 is enough.
Niliambia kama alikuwa na explain yani venye chali yake ni mpoa yani. Unaona? And I'm like, no, we are not good people. We know we are good when we want to get whatever that we want to get. As men.
Yeah.
You see?
Okay.
Men are the only people that can pretend.
For as long as
it takes.
Yeah.
And we can stretch it as long as it takes.
Just to get what you want.
Just to get what we want. And when she said 2, I told her, Annie, why would you say that? And then she, says my attributes, you're like this, you're like this, you're this, you're kind, you're this. And Kambia, me, my dear, I have 16 girls right now. I'm trying to cancel some right now.
And I'm working hard at canceling.
And I'm working because,
What?
Because I had, it came to a point, remember, 2 years old, things that I've been reading. Yeah. And now, everything now came in full circle with me growing up as a young person. So I was addicted to practicing what I had learned. It's like now, yani, I was so good at it that I even got addicted to it. So sometimes if I wanted to do something, I had to arrange them in a way that kuna yule wasa, yani if nikikosa kabisa, mimi najua mwenye atasikia unaitwa na mtu fulani na
and they will be
right there. You understand?
You know, you only hear these stories in books, movies, and I mean, I've had people say, but I've never had someone tell me that's their story.
Yeah, that's my story.
Donenge wadhi nagu. Wadhi woke we muito nagu. Hey,
there's a time I told God, if you don't come and the devil comes first, me, I will go to that devil. Because whatever that I'm experiencing now and the things that I will create in that, you see, Kaleche, I don't know if I should. There's a time, if let's say, for example, it got to a point whereby if I want someone, imagine I will get you. Like I will mess up your mind proper.